The president and Secretary Hegseth are refusing to tell the American people who we are fighting. They won't tell us the names, and they won't tell us why they're being targeted. A few weeks ago, the Senate Armed Services Committee, the committee I sit on, received a briefing on these strikes. During the briefing, members from both sides of the aisle asked the Defense Department for the name and number of the organizations that the United States is currently at war with. They refused to provide it. We asked for a copy of the memo from the Justice Department that lays out the legal case for these strikes. They refused to provide it. Whatever our differences are these days, I think it's safe to say that the American people deserve to know who we are at war with, especially if people are being killed in our name. And just for reference, for those of us who worked on the global war on terror, we named the groups we were going after. Think about Al-Qaeda or ISIS. Congress knew the name of every targeted group. The administration at the time provided the intelligence that justified going after these groups and why it was legal to do so. But as much concern as I have about the Caribbean strikes, it's nothing compared to my concern over Trump's full reorientation towards the, quote, enemy within. That reorientation has major implications for his use of force inside the United States. Last month, the president quietly put out an executive order directing the Department of Justice to create a list of, quote, domestic terrorist organizations. The order lays out a broad definition, groups that are accused of anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, or hostility towards those who hold, quote, traditional American views on family, religion, or morality. And these groups don't have to be violent to get themselves on the list. The order suggested that the DOJ could look at chat groups, in-person meetings, social media, and even schools. To be clear, U.S. law on domestic terrorism is squishy, mostly because of the First Amendment. But it seems clear from his own order that Trump plans to see how far he can stretch the law before someone tells him no. And if the administration won't publicly name drug cartels in the Caribbean, you can bet that they're not going to tell you the name of this new list of domestic terrorist organizations. Only this time, the secret lists are not made up of drug traffickers in international waters. It'll be Americans on American streets and in American homes. So let's play it out. What happens to the people on the secret list? The next logical step is that the president would use the full power of the federal government to target those American citizens. In theory, people on this list could be wiretapped, their homes could be searched, or they could be arrested just for disagreeing with President Trump's agenda. I never thought I'd have to lay this out about my own government. This is the kind of stuff that is fundamentally un-American and strikes at the heart of who we are as a people. And we've already seen anecdotal evidence that this is happening. Trump has created at least 2, quote, weaponization working groups, his name, that bring together people from across the federal government, including the intelligence community, to go after Trump's perceived enemies. As a CIA officer, the idea that intelligence officers could be asked to target Americans turns my stomach.